Yeah. So now, I get it. Are you able to get the sent? This is the installer. Is the installer up? Just choose your. Everyone's okay with this one?
Yes.
So choose your language there. We have done this before already. So just we can go English. English United States is fine. Continue. And then you should get this. So this is where your installation summary, and this is from where you can do all the major installations. So I will remind you to take screenshots as we go through. So whatever is missing, you see those exclamation marks, that's where you need to do the configurations left. So the first one is basically you need to set a root password. Remember this password last? Yeah? The root password. So you can set a root password. So let's click on this root password and then put a root password. So to make it simple, just keep it as admin. Should be okay. Admin. Or anything like any short. It says too short, but doesn't matter. You just do done. It like that. Okay? Then press done again. So I've set my root password. It's I've set it as admin. Now what we want to do now is we want to go to the installation there and then check all this. So installation destination. If you click on that, there's see some partitioning. It's telling you that it's going to do automatic partitioning right now. So we don't want automatic partition. We need to do this partition that we have been told to do, right? We have to set the partition. So if you click on that installation destination, you can see now I have 20 GB there, and the 20 GB is all sitting on all 20 GB is sitting in one as one disk. So you can select that one, and then here we can click on. Right now it's saying it's automatic, but we don't want automatic. We want customize, right? We will customize it. Okay, select that and choose customize here. So click on custom. We want to customize this. So custom, and if you say done, it should allow you to get into the disk, right? So select custom and do done. So now we are into the disk partition, and right now it's 20 GB is free there, and now we want to select we want to create those partitions as per your instruction in your requirement. It's saying we want to create so the file types must be .ext4 extension, fs, partition 1 is 10 GB with mount. So okay, so first select the mount. So here we're doing the first part. So select the standard partition. Should be okay. Oh sorry, LVM partition is fine. Sorry. We need to add that partition. So please go and add partition there. Plus, add a new mount. We create a new mount there. And the mount point is select that. See, the primary mount is just blank, just one slash there. That's the primary mount. So if you select that mount, that's the primary one. So select the primary mount. And for the desired capacity, it is 10 GB. So if you want to put 10 GB, you must write it in the right format, correct format. Okay? So it has to be 10 with capital GB. That's the correct format. Okay? So 10 GB. Yeah? So desired capacity. It has to be 10 space GB. Sorry. See the format? 20 GB. So if you're doing MB, it has to be no gap. If it's GB, you have to keep gap and do capital. So we need to follow this, otherwise we won't accept. So let's follow that. So we want to keep 10 GB, so it should be 10 space GB. And add the mount. Okay? So add mount, that's the first. So now you see 10 GB out of the 20 GB, now 10 GB is gone as your root, as your primary mount, that is your slash mount point. Next, you want to create that partition 2 with the swap file. You want to create the swap file, isn't it? It's saying your assessment requirement is saying make partition with 3 GB swap file. So we need to add one more. Before we do that, for this 10 GB, it's saying the type primary boot has to be device type. Select device type there. It can be LB. It doesn't have FS there, so standard partition should be LBM should be okay. Even though it tells me to put FS in my this one, LBM should be okay. XFS is good, and extension 4. So this is the file extension for the Linux the file system. So your assessment requirement is saying that this Linux system file must run on ext4, extension 4 file format. So select extension 4, ext4 file format, and the rest should be okay. Do we need to change this? No, we need to create, let's keep it LVM. No need for root. Name is root, so that's all good. So the root is 10 GB, although it says 9 is fine because we've allocated 10 anyway, so some have been, it'll take some for, some other, this one, partition. So I think with this one is good now. So this is good, and what we can do now is, we can add, if you want, we can add the next swap file. So the primary boot is good. Can you go into plus? Add the next mount point. So the next mount point is going to be a swap file. So again, go back, go and select the type there. If you go down, you'll find something called swap in the list. Click on the swap. And again, capacity. What's the size, capacity for the swap file? 3 GB. Right? That's what the assessment is asking you to do. So put 3 GB as your, remember you select swap file, that's your virtual memory. Virtual memory swap, select 3 GB and add the mount point. So now you can see up there, we have 10 GB gone, 3 GB gone for approximately what in a sense, and you're left, and it's saying whatever is left behind, that's we have 7.88 GB left of that 20 GB, and that one you create another partition called the third partition and call it as a disk and with your initials. So we will now this is gone, this is done. So we'll add the last one now. Add 7, whatever is remaining there, we put it as 7 GB. Add one more mount, and this time now you're going to call it as a none of these from here, but with your name on it. So you can call it as a type /disk and your initials, whatever your initials are. So my initials I'm putting as disk AN. So you can put it as disk AB, this XY, whatever, right? So that's the name of the partition you're keeping it. And the capacity is, how much was left there? 7 GB is left. So you can allocate 7 GB to this one. 7 space GB. So add this mount. So there you go. So we still have 1 GB left, but that's fine. It doesn't matter. Yeah. 7, if you add it, it doesn't matter. It's fine. So now, what you want to do is, for this one, for this one, the try for this one, the file system has to be extension 4. Again, like what we did as earlier. Please remember that. Remember we said that for the disk one. I don't remember doing that for the swap file. Can you go back to the swap file there and select, check? Okay, file system is swapped, that's good. And we have to swap file, all good. So now, you have, more or less, we have met the requirement for the, at least for the partitions, the 3 partitions, one for my primary partition, 10 GB, 3 GB swap file, and my remaining for my disk. So take a screenshot of this. Okay? Because this is what again you need to do in the assessment. So you need a screenshot for this one as well to show that you have done the partition correctly. Okay? Take a screenshot of this. And then once you've done that, you can say done now. Error checking storage, press done again, so it doesn't matter. Okay, done. So we have got all the, you can see all the, this is called your, this is giving you a summary of all the partitions and everything that's there. So some of those storage has been taken for other partitions, other system required and device required partitions. So that's why we don't get exactly, when we say 10, we don't get exactly 10, we get 9 point something. So accept changes, please complete mark. So now, okay, so what we need to do is checking storage. What else is there? Are you guys also getting the same error?
Yeah.
Okay, so in that case, system root is okay, 9 GB primary, disk 2. Let me add one. Let me add another mount point. Let me add a boot. Okay, let me add a boot, and we can give it some 500 because we still have 1.3 GB. We still have some space there. Click the mount, select and add a mount point or boot, and then just give it 500 MB there. Okay? But when you're doing 500 MB, no space, 500 small MB, no space, and add this mount point. So now I also have a boot mount point, which is a standard file, this one. And let's see if you accept. Maybe because that boot was missing. Let's see. Accept. Ah, good. So it's because of the boot. The boot mount was missing. So now it's accepted. So can you click? Can you go back? Add one more like what you did. Select the boot mount and put 500 MB for that one. Right? You have enough space. Then you should accept. Yeah. Did you click? Did you add a boot mount?
Yeah. Well done.
Now gone. All good now.
Good.
So, good. So did you take? Please don't. Yeah. Boot. Put 500 MB because you still have 1 GB left there. Yeah. Small MB. No. All. No space. No space. Now your boot is working. Your partitions are good. Now selecting the software. Remember, it asks you to select the GNOME software, right? So go to software selection here. Software selection. What kind of GUI? What kind of interface do you want? Is asking. So do you want a server? No. Do you want a server with GUI? No. I want a workstation. So I want to use this CentOS stream as a workstation, and I want to use the GNOME application. So click on GNOME here, and now again you can take a screenshot because your assessment asks you that you must select GNOME with workstation and GNOME as your this one. So yeah.
It's time to do it again, so I don't know how to do it.
Is the boot select application and using that. So host name is localhost. Anyway, so if you have done this, go back to your host. We forgot to set the host name by the way, sorry. The keyboard, installation software, network and host. Can you see network and host there? Network and host. Network and host. Click on that one. And then if you want, yeah, localhost is called. It's saying the name is localhost.localdomain, but your assessment is asking you to keep the host name as localhost. So just remove that local domain part and just keep it as localhost. Just keep only localhost because that's what the assessment wants you. So name of your machine should be localhost. Again, if you want, you can take but we don't need to take a screenshot of this one. Later on, when you open the GUI, you can always the command line, the host name, you can do a host name from there. It doesn't matter. For the host name, you don't need to take a screenshot right now. You can get it from your once you get inside later on. Once you install, you can do it. So apply this. Okay, and done. So hostname is done. GNOME is selected. Partitions are done. Other requirements are so password. We have kept it as admin, so it doesn't matter. So not a big issue. Okay. Keyboard user creation. So it's also saying username for the first created local user should be also something you will remember. So create a user. User creation. Create a user. He's saying create the username called admin. So just say not the root, by the way, this is admin. Okay. So you say you can call it as an admin. So create a username called admin and keep a password. What password you want to give for the admin? Any keep a simple one or keep that capital P @ SSW0RD. Yeah. So capital P @ SSW0RD. So this is for the admin user, okay, not the root user, the admin user, the password. So just do done twice. If it's too short, just accept it. So again, we have created a username. If you want to take a screenshot of that as well, you can do it. Otherwise, it's fine. Because you go here, see admin. You can take a screenshot of this if you want to. Because you have also created a username called admin there. It's fine. But we can always go back later on after you've installed. You can always check this. So I think we are all good now. So we can click on begin installation. So now, so let it install now. So that was what.
A few moments later.
Reboot the system, so it's complete. So reboot. So it's the virtual machine is going to, the operating system is going to start again, and then you're going to probably it will now. That time it was running from your image file, the installation file from our that DVD that we put in there, right? But now it's going to run from our own virtual machine disk. So it's now there is starting to see CentOS. Yeah, no, it's done. Really. So reboot there, all of you. So some license information, reboot, dev, reboot, yeah. Reboot all. So now it's going to ask for license. So it's saying you have not yet completed this. So license information is not accepted. So click on this and then accept this. I accept the license. Click on that and then you say done. And then you should be going. You should see now it's gone and you say finish configuration. License is accepted. Finish configuration. So say now by default. Remember I created we created a username called admin. So it's asking me to log in as admin. Yeah. Admin. Where is yours? Login. Yeah, admin. Click on admin and put it. What was the password for admin? Capital P A S, isn't it?
P.
Yes. Reboot. Yeah. Click. Yeah. Let it reboot. Remember the password you put there, capital P A S. That's the password. Yeah. Enter.
Is it admin?
No, admin is root password. This is capital P A. Remember we said capital P at the rate P, not A. P at the rate. Yeah. So this is the normal one which put capital P at the rate.
So this one,
SS.
this
W,
bit,
zero,
I just gonna click English US
Yeah.
and then English US. So I'm gonna click it
Admin
here.
is root password. This you will require the root password later on. English is selected already. So next. Typing English Australian is okay. Next. Privacy, location services. It's up to you. You want to keep it on, it's fine. Just go next. You start using CentOS stream. Okay. So it's asking. So this is the GNOME help system. Asking you, giving you some tips there, but we can just close that one. Doesn't matter. So this is your CentOS stream, and once you get this one down at the below in your virtual machine, you can say I finished installing. So just click on that. I finished installing.